Hello, hey everybody, how y'all doing today? My name is Tay, and welcome back to my channel, Inspire Me, where I talk about current or relatable topics, all from a godly perspective. And today's topic is called, You're Never Too Wise to Learn Something New. Now, the reason why I want to talk about this is because of a scenario a few weeks ago, months ago, but somebody was talking about, that I was, listening to, they was talking about, a situation. And I pretty much put my input. Now, the input wasn't disrespectful or rude. It was just something that I pretty much learned. Now, the reason why I know about it because I dealt with it personally, and also because that's the reason why I wrote my last book. If you did not get that, what are you waiting for? Go to Amazon.com and type in "Is Your Heart Social Distancing?" But in that book, I talk about when toxic people try to pretty much reach out to you, or even if they don't reach out to you, to pretty much sometimes they can not even be reaching out to you, but you can still pretty much have a infected heart toward them, meaning like you miss them, you want to reach out to them. So pretty much in order to get rid of that, you gotta block all connections. And that's pretty much what I was referring to in that book as well, but also in the scenario. So when I mention it, because if the person is like more spiritual than me and older than me, wiser than me, however, like I said, I know about them because you can't really tell anybody anything unless you've been through it. In some cases, like one thing, when I do give people advice about, being married or whatever, it's because God relayed to me, but I still be kind of like, with that. But as far as the other scenario, yeah, I know that hands down. So yeah, I gave my input, and then someone else said, was like, that person really don't need no advice. And then I was like, yeah, that's what made me think about that. I'm like, just because this person is older or, wiser or more spiritual, knew Christ longer than me, doesn't mean that they don't need advice. And I'm saying the exact same thing. Okay, just because you might have a channel or you could have been a Christian for a long time, doesn't mean that you don't go to church. It could be a pastor that's younger than you, because at my old church, when our pastors, they were in their 20s. So you trying to say that none of the congregation, because we had congregation of all ages, younger and older people. So you're saying that older people should stop going to church just because the pastor's younger? Oh, he don't know, but she don't know better than me. Oh, I've been out here longer than them. Oh, I'm way older than them. Oh, I'm more spiritual. I know about God longer than them. They can't tell me nothing. You can't have that mindset. Now, to go to scripture that I pretty much wanted to relate, it's going to be a couple, but I'm not going to read it, but okay, one of them is when it says, this is one of my grandmother's favorite scripture as well, when she say, iron sharpen iron. And that's pretty much what that means is, okay, say for instance you got a dull knife and you want to sharpen your knife. Now, to sharpen your knife, you don't use another dull knife to sharpen it, because that dull knife is not going to sharpen your knife. Your knife is still going to be dull. The exact same way, you pretty much, you're going to need a sharp knife, and the sharp knife will make that other knife sharp as well. The exact same way with your spirituality. If you got a dull person, meaning a person in the world, a person in darkness, trying to sharpen you and you in the light, that ain't going to work. They can't sharpen you. They can make you dull just like them. So you pretty much need iron to sharpen iron. It doesn't matter if you was in spirituality for 20 years and the other person was just spirituality for 1 year. The person that's been in spirituality for 20 years can look down on the other person and say, oh, you only been knowing God for 1 year. You possibly don't know nothing. You better start having that mindset. Just exact same way with a younger person. Younger people, some of them, they know some stuff more than older people. It just depends on your experience as well as your spirituality. Like, if God speaks to you regarding a situation. And God speaks to me a lot regarding situations. So, yeah. So, you got to stop having that that mindset. So another scripture, what did Jesus say? I think two is better than one. If one person is cold, how can he warm himself up? But if you have two people, then they can get warm. Exactly. So the exact same way, if a person is putting their input and giving spiritual advice, because some people do give advice, but sometimes that advice could be of the world, could be fleshly. So yeah, don't take that advice. But if a person is giving you advice of spirit and God's leading them to it, don't be so quick to say, oh, I know this and that. See if God's using that person to tell you. And another situation too, scenario I want to say, okay, say for instance, if you know that you shouldn't be condoning in a situation, and you know, like I say, okay, I'm trying to say it, you know, you don't should be condoning in a situation, okay, and a person is trying to reach out to you that's toxic, like I said earlier. If a person keep having access to you, okay, like let's just say you block them, they don't have access no longer to you personally, like they don't know what you said no more, they don't have your telephone number. But with social media, people can go on social media and reach out to you. So if you see that, you can literally block them to the point where they can reach out to you no longer. It's like once you hit that block button or whatever the case might be, they can't reach out to you no more. They can't send you messages or nothing. So if you still allowing that, then you got to ask yourself, do I really like that? Or you can't think that you're so like, oh, I'm so spiritual to the point where, you know, I'm not going to let it faze me. You can't fool yourself. You can't fool yourself. Like there's so many times in the past where, you know, a relationship didn't work out, whatever like that. And like, I'm just going to keep my same number, or I'm just going to, you know, or probably just text them hi or something like that and think nothing of it. And lo and behold, that was the beginning to disaster again. So you got to stop fooling yourself. You just got to stop fooling yourself. So like I said, if you are that person that have that mindset, you got to break it. You feel me? Because iron do sharpen iron. God made church to where all Christians should fellowship. It doesn't matter if you're older. He don't have even though it's a children's section. But once you get past that age bracket, everybody attends the exact same service. That's pretty much all I had to say today. Make sure you like, make sure you share, and also make sure you subscribe to my channel, y'all. Y'all have a blessed day.